This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Are you ready to become the CEO of your personal and professional life? What if you're able to walk through life with total clarity? What if you're able to get powerful results in the 4 areas of your life, everything from love and relationships and career and money and health and vitality and creative expression? What if you were able to love unconditionally, never make anyone wrong, seeing everyone in their perfection and simply following your bliss? What if you had unlimited energy because you absolutely love what you're doing? Right? What if you're able to become the master of the energy of your life and you were able to truly become the CEO of your personal and professional life? What if you're able to massively monetize and make an impact in the world? What if you are really ready to become the CEO of your life? You definitely want to listen to this podcast. I'm Dr. Erin, Dr. Divinity, founder of New Thought Global and Society, international bestseller, and top podcaster. I am the Walden Wisdom Award winner next to Oprah Winfrey, the creator of the E4 Trauma Method, and most importantly, I'm a mother and somebody who's absolutely obsessed with helping someone just like you. I'm obsessed with consciousness, spirituality, and yes, entrepreneurship. I truly believe that the world is changing and really transforming through bringing truth, restoring, revealing truth, and this is what we do. So we come together on this podcast to know the truth and live in spiritual principle. We truly know that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together we're awakening the world. So let's break this on down. What does it mean to be the CEO of your life, right? What does it mean to truly become the master of your energy, the master of your mindset, the master of skill set, the master of your expertise? Well, let's break this on down. This is my genius. So let's go, you guys. So we have to first distinguish what is not a CEO. What does it look like to not be the CEO of your life? And trust me, I know this really well. For me, I used to go round and around in circles and really hoping to get different results, right? Einstein said the same mindset that gets you the problems can't solve the problems, right? So I was trying to do it all on my own, going around circles, not really getting developed in the way I need to be developed to become the CEO of my life. I was having ups and downs in my relationships. And let's just get it straight. I was not just having ups and downs. I was having straight up codependency and dysfunction in my relationships, making people wrong. It was a disaster, right? I was what we would call just over broke. And even though I had become a self-made millionaire by the time I was 30, my mindset was in such scarcity that I was living in fear all the time. So even if someone's out there and they're like, whether you are in a job, we call it just over broke, right? You're always on the edge of like, am I going to be able to make my ends meet? Am I going to be able to thrive? Living in fear around money, period. If you're living in fear around money, you are not the CEO of your life, right? I was in my comfort zone also, which is really settling. I was settling in all areas of my life. I was putting major limitations on everything from what I was capable of to do in my fulfilling upon my dreams. I was settling with who I was hanging out with as friends. I was settling in all areas of my physicality, what I was putting in my body, settling in all areas of my life. So we call that the comfort zone, which is really the dead zone. It's like you're basically waiting to die, right? Living for someday, not really living powerfully in the here and now. And being the CEO of your life is really being somebody who's powerfully living today, directing energy exponentially. I was also really having low, energy just because I wasn't excited about things. That is, I think, worse than putting low vibe energy, food in your body. If you don't love your future, if you're not excited about that, it really is going to kill the here and now, the present moment, right? I was literally lying to myself, pretending like everything was okay and justifying that my life was good enough. That is not becoming the CEO of your life. A powerful CEO absolutely has a major vision. A CEO is somebody who's able to direct and delegate and really become in their own genius to help everybody live in their genius. being able to see everybody in the perfection. So just imagine that. Imagine that you are the CEO of your life and you no longer have to make people wrong. You literally celebrate what they are good at and really help them thrive in that. And also fall in our bliss. We don't have to make anyone wrong. They just kind of float out of our life. And we hand them off to the universe because they're just not in the position where we're directing them as a CEO, right? Some people definitely belong in our inner circle. Some people do not belong in our inner circle. As a CEO, you're really able to see and witness people and know, who do I want to help develop versus who really just doesn't belong in my life, right? So let's break this on down. So what does it look like to become the CEO of your life? Well, you guys know, if you're around me at all, there's only one thing that has to happen for you to become the CEO of your life. You have to powerfully decide. You have to powerfully decide, today, from this day forward, I'm going to become the CEO of my life. It is the power of decision. It is commitment. And we know that as one commits, the universe conspires. So in this divine moment, I invite you to take a deep breath in through the nose and decide, maybe even go look yourself in the mirror. Mirror work is so beautiful. And decide, maybe even write it down. I remember the day I wrote down on a piece of paper, I promised myself, I made a big promise to myself that I was going to decide to basically love myself unconditionally and become the full creator of my life and know the truth for myself. And I remember posting it on my mirror in my master bathroom. And every day I would read it because it signified so much for me to no longer beat myself up, because a CEO is not going to beat themselves up. They're going to love themselves unconditionally, and they're going to do whatever it takes to become the best CEO, period, end of story. So let's break this on down. So what's fascinating is we go off of quarters inside of Soul Sighting New Thought Global. I teach and train people to become the CEO of their life as soul-based entrepreneurs, helping them basically 3 ways to monetize. And the first is the most important, which is the mindset, doing all that inner work, getting clear of their life purpose statement, birthing their truth, reprogramming their subconscious mind, doing all their trauma work, right? The second way I help people become the CEO of their life and monetize is the skill set, which is getting clear of being able to get their goals in a very strategic plan for them over the course of the year, the quarter, the month, the week, the day, and the hour. We also go through all the business strategy, of course. And then third way to become the CEO, help them, is becoming an expertise, getting them trained and developed, accredited in processes so they can truly powerfully get results and transformations for their clients. So let's break this on down. Let me help you become the CEO of your life today. So what does this look like? So in traditional businesses and tax brackets go in quarters, right? There's Q1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So right now we've gone from quarter 2 to quarter 3, right? July 1st, basically we go to Q3. And so what does this look like? So what we do is we go off of 12-week cycles. Every quarter, there are 13 weeks in a quarter. And so we go for 12 weeks and then we take 1 week off. And it's really important. The week off is really the most important week of the quarter, because what we do is we celebrate. We first of all celebrate. We celebrate. And then what we do is we do what's called inventory. We take inventory of what worked, what didn't work, and really take a look at where we need to pivot, what was really going on within us in our mindset and in our skill set that got us results or didn't get us results. So for example, say I have a goal in the company, and one of our goal is, we're going to have maybe numbers goals of our numbers goals, right? And we can take a look at what worked and didn't work. Was it that our marketing didn't go well? Was it that we weren't getting results that we want for our clients all the way? Was it that we need to tweak things and get things better? Was it our team needed to be built more? Was it the industry changes, right? These are all the different things you take a look at with numbers, right? So we take a look at all those different aspects that it takes to hit our numbers, and we look at what worked and what didn't work, right? So even if you're somebody that's looking at this and maybe you don't want to become the CEO of numbers, it sounds really boring, but let's just pretend that you have a family. And to become the CEO of your family, you've got to take a look at what worked and what didn't work. Well, let's see. We didn't come together in dinners, right? Like everyone did their own thing. It was very dysfunctional and very chaotic. There wasn't enough order, right? The first principle of heaven is order. You can take a look at what worked. the house was a disaster. We didn't delegate and have people doing their chores that they love to do, right? We didn't make a game out of it. We didn't make it fun. We had upsets. We didn't handle our communication correctly and as a family, right? So the point is that I believe everybody should want to become a CEO of their life, not just of a business, but of life as a business, right? We're getting results in your family, getting results in your friendships, getting results in being able to enjoy and go on vacations. Like, you've got to be able to direct energy. And this is what we're saying as spiritualists. We're here directing energy upon universal law for a specific demonstration and manifestation. So we don't see a difference between business development and spiritual development. It's all one thing, because it's all about cause and effect in the universe to get the results that you want. So becoming the CEO of your life, whether you want to massively monetize as a spiritual entrepreneur and bring your spiritual gifts to the world, or whether you're just like, I just want to get development so that I can, not have drama and have upsets and go around and around circles. I want to be able to actually get the results and enjoy my life. Okay. Well, then this is for you. So what does it look like to become the CEO? So what we do is, again, in between the quarters, we take a look at our goals. What did we hit? What didn't we hit? Why did it work? Why didn't it work? Where do we need to pivot? Where do we need to get new systems and automations and procedures in place? And you would do the exact same thing if you're building a family, whether you're building a business, whether you're building just a life that you love. It's the same exact process. There's no difference. Energy is energy, and we're in this binary system, and you need to learn how to master it. It's like driving a car. If you don't know how to put it in park, it's not going to, trust me, it's going to end up in an accident, right? If you don't know how to drive or reverse, it's going to be really hard to get your destination. So it's the same thing with anything. So what do we do? So at the beginning of the quarter, it's so fun. Oh my gosh, the best thing ever. I love that. So what we do is we create what's called a life purpose statement. And the life purpose statement, obviously I can't teach you it front to back here, but what we do is we get clear of the goals in the 4 areas of your life. Again, we take a look at it like it's a tabletop, and under the table, there's 4 legs that go down. If you don't have one of your legs, isn't working, then the table is going to topple over. So as the CEO of your life, you've got to take a look at the balance, because if your health is going, you're not going to do well. Your stress levels are going to get really high, right? If you are not making money and that area of your life, that leg of your table is wobbly, then it's not going to be able to sustain all the things that you need to be able to do in your health and vitality and all those different areas. So the 4 areas are, in no particular order: love and relationships, health and vitality, career and money, and creative expression. And we believe that you need to have all 4 areas of your life working in order to stabilize your tabletop, right? So as you come in and you're working with me in Soul Society and New Thought Global, we help you create your life purpose statement. You're first going to create your life purpose statement and getting really clear of the 4 areas. And how we do it is we do it in present tense, and we do it as if it's already happened, because that's how the universe works, and that's how your subconscious works. It needs to powerfully know that it's already done in mind, because we teach embodiment. It's not one day and living for that type of goals. We create goals that are embodiment goals. Okay. So we create the life purpose statement. And then what we do is we create our goals. We create them out 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year in the embodiment, right? The 10-year goal is going to be a really big, like out of your comfort zone, something really big to live for, that's making an impact in the world and really living outside of your comfort zone, and something to really drive you in your excitement of day to day, of the potential of making an impact in your life, making an impact in your personal life, in your friends and family, all that, right? So we pull back into this year. Now, here we go. We've got a big goal, right? Maybe it's that you are wanting to finally monetize your spiritual gifts. You want to create that book and that podcast and speak on stages, or whatever it is it might be. It may not be something as a career. Maybe you're like, I want to create the most amazing family and create vacations where we go quarterly across the world, going on adventures, and create a daily spiritual practice with my family, and having just a life that is totally fulfilling. And we're giving back through foundations that we love. Okay. It doesn't have to just be about career. So then what we do is we go off of 12-week quarters. So imagine that you have these goals and you're pulling them back into each quarter. So say you have this bigger goal of hitting, $20,000 months, and you have a goal of helping, impacting people, mothers who are dealing with, they're having stress and they want to not react and scream at their children anymore. And they want to make it into a career, and they want to make $20,000 a month, and they want to create a book around it and a podcast and speak on stage around it. Let's just pretend that's a goal. So we want to work that backwards throughout the year. So what we would do is we think, okay, what are the four big things that are going to happen in order for me to hit this goal over the course of the year? And then we put those into four big goals over the course of the year, because there's 4 quarters in the year. And then we break it down into monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, and hourly goals. Okay. And we basically go into a visioning process before any of this. We wouldn't logically create those goals. We would come first into visioning processes, calling upon the divine mind, after we do trauma work and really getting clear of what that vision is. So those are the deep, deep work that we do. It doesn't matter if I'm actually working with somebody who's already a CEO or a multiple 7-figure coach or whatever. This would be the exact same process. We would go into the inner work, do our trauma work, birth that big vision for that, year goal, 5-year goal, 10-year goal, whatever that big vision is. And then we work it back logically through doing the goals. Okay. So some of the other things we do as a CEO of our personal and professional life is we look at our life purpose statement every day in our spiritual practice. We meditate on it. We do affirmative mind treatment on it. We vision on it. We journal on it. And we set our goals, right? So on Monday, we set our goals. We set one big goal for our personal and professional life in 4 areas of our life. One goal. Because what happens is it's kind of like the sun. Imagine the sun comes down and there's a magnifying glass, and the sun comes down and it directs it into a single point, and then it creates a fire, right? So that's results. So imagine that instead the magnifying glass disperses the sun's energy and it goes all over. It's not going to really get major results. It's going to disperse the energy. So as a CEO of your life, always, like right now, I'm getting coaching from top CEOs because I'm going to the next level in my business and my community and everything. So one of the biggest things CEO coaches do is they help you get clear of your one thing. What is the one thing you do? What is the one product, and help you get really clear on that? Because if you have one product, you're able to get massive results. And we have a lot of different levels in our school, right? So when we are marketing out and having a conversation, we need to have one direct thing. And so the same thing in the 4 areas of life, we want to have one big goal for the week in the 4 areas of your life. So then you begin to think about, what's the one big goal in my career and money? What's the one big goal in my relationships and love? What's the one big goal in my health and vitality? And what's the one big goal in my creative expression? And we begin to break down one goal in the 4 areas of life per week. And then what happens is in the day, so I don't get distracted with social media and emails and texts coming in and whatever it is, I turn off all the things that are in my way. I put one sticky note on my desk and I write down the one thing I'm focusing on for that hour. And I complete that one cycle until I'm done with it. And that is becoming the CEO of your personal and professional life. So what does it look like also? Imagine you're like, okay, finally, I'm not confused. I'm not overwhelmed. I actually have come in, I've committed to something. I have began my inner work and my E4 trauma work and my trauma work. And I'm birthing with total clarity around what I'm here to do on this planet, my mission and message. I've gotten it totally clear. I'm so clear who I'm here to help on this planet, which is really a less evolved consciousness than me. It's me, the younger version of myself. That's my client. I know exactly what I'm here to do. I have it on my calendar. What I'm here, I have my entire schedule of doing my inner work. And I'm here also my whole schedule of my business stuff. And you come into calls with me either weekly or monthly intensives. And you're with me and you're in doing inner work and you're doing your business work. You're doing all that stuff. You're also in daily live spiritual coaching calls with the teachers in New Thought Global. You're having breakthrough sessions. You're witnessing, whether you're coming in and doing self-processing or whether you're getting certified in the work. And you're in the certified work, you're actually going into practice calls and you're practicing back and forth. You're getting testimonials. You're having your own inner work done. You're being able to show the world that you do this work, all that, right? It's really kind of like, imagine this. Okay. So imagine the metaphor. There's a big jar. It's a big glass jar. And in the jar, you have on the side of the jar, you have a bunch of things. You have big, huge boulders, you have little rocks, and you have sand. And you've got to get this all into this glass jar. And so at first you're like, well, I'll just put all the sand in there first, and then I'll put the rocks, and then I'll put the boulders. But what happens is by the time you get to the boulders, you can't fit the boulders in because there's not enough space for the boulders. So the only way to fill it up is you've got to put the big things in first. And the big things represents the things that really matter, the big boulders that are going to get you big results. If you want extraordinary results, you've got to take extraordinary actions, right? So you put the big boulders in the glass jar first, then you put the rocks, and then you put the sand, because the sand kind of goes all around it. So it's the same with creating and becoming the CEO of your life. If you're always in little to-do lists all day long, you're never going to get big results. You've got to get to the big boulders first and take care of those always first, and then get to the other things. And some of those big boulders might be like, hey, I need to take a vacation with my family 4 times a year. And so we can rest, rejuvenate, and be able to bond and really have some time, right? So planning out your goals on a 10, 5, 3-year, 1-year program is imperative. So often we just focus on right here, right now, and problem solving what's right in front of us. We don't plan to invest. We don't plan to have significant time with our family. We don't plan for the bigger picture of what's really going on. And we get just reactionary around the day-to-day things. And all of a sudden, years go by where, wow, I didn't even get back together with my friends that really mattered to me because I was always busy doing all these little things. So what we want to do as the CEO of our personal and professional life is we want to be intentional on what really matters to us. And that's where, imagine as you come in and you're doing all the live coaching calls and getting clear and birthing your truth through the truth triangle through 12 weeks. We also birth your core values, learn how to deal with all the people in your life, being able to place boundaries on things, being able to make amends, being able to get really super powerful so that in your present moment, you're able to be the most powerful you are. If you haven't cleared up things from your past, if you still have trauma from your past, if you still have upsets with your friends and family, if you're still like, it's because you need to do that work so you can be as powerful in the present moment right here, right now. CEOs need to be powerful right now. They need to make powerful decisions. And how do you make powerful decisions? You need to know your core values. You need to know what your mission is so that you can base that off of, right? There's also what's called, we do a cycle of action, which we take a look at all the energy. We do all the energy work and take a look at where you're spending your energy as well. Where do you spend your energy? And if it's not in alignment with your life's purpose statement, with your message and mission, then we get rid of it. An example of this years and years ago, I did this, it was probably 15 years ago. And a coach asked me, what is your must have? And I said, my must have in my career is that I need to be in a conscious conversation because consciousness is really the most important thing. And he set my goals. I was like, what's the most important thing? It was like time with my family, my son and my family, doing my consciousness and spiritual work. And at that point in time, I really loved doing dance. I was really into dance, right? So all these things that really mattered to me, I wrote, it was, I think, 3 to 5 things. And anything that wasn't in alignment with that, I had to basically give away or say no to. So I know it sounds like a first world problem, but at that point in time, I was a self-made millionaire and I had purchased and fixed up a 7,400 square foot home on a signature golf course. And I bought golf clubs and I never golfed because it wasn't my passion. So in that process, I gave away my brand new golf clubs to my mother because she liked to golf. And I realized it's just not my thing. I'm not going to become a good golfer. It's not my main focus. And so might as well give it up. And it frees up all that energy and the guilt because I wasn't doing it anyway. And being able to free up. I also had friends that were quite dysfunctional in my life still that were doing, drugs. And I was like, okay, so these friends, I love them. I'm going to see them for the divinity, but they're not going to be in my life. They're not part of my life as the CEO of my life. And I handed them off to the universe. I still love them. I didn't make them wrong. I didn't, shut them out or block them or anything. They just weren't in my main focus of what I was going to focus on in my life, right? So these are the things that we do. We clear out the clutter of your life as a CEO. We get focused on what we very intentional about what we really are focusing on. And we create that life purpose statement. We go through the 12 weeks of quarters. We hit all of our goals, and then we take a look and we take the week off at the end of each quarter, rest and rejuvenate, celebrate, take a look at what worked and what didn't work, and then pivot and create our new life purpose statement, see if there's anything different. And then we go hard again for 12 weeks. We have a blast in our balance in our life. And that's it. So the truth is, you're here to birth your truth. You're here to learn how to set boundaries. You're here to see everyone as the divine, follow your bliss, and become the CEO of your personal and professional life. So I have an invitation for you. I have an invitation for you to powerfully say yes to becoming the CEO of your personal and professional life. You can come in. Our doors are open throughout the year in some of our areas. You can book a call. You can come on a breakthrough session and become in and really take a look at what is it really going to take for you to become the CEO of your personal and professional life. And it takes some training. I have coaches to this day. I'm always getting developed and become the CEO of your personal and professional life, no matter where you're at. And so you can come into one of the breakthrough calls. You can come and there's a link below to the website, come to one of those breakthrough calls and really, really get radical in taking a look at yourself and getting results for your life. Okay. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and may you live your truth.